Kia ora ana koutou katoa, kia ora and good afternoon. Look, thank you for the opportunity to say a few words this afternoon. My brief focus is going to be on the lack of transparency and the expectation around the democratic process. Now, there has been a lot of speculation about the specifics of the TPPA, and I guess this is to be expected, as most of us, if not all of us, except a select few, are actually unaware of the full details and the specific impacts that this may have on individuals, on local businesses, on communities and on councils. And within that frame I also include the Palmerston North City Council. Now I know that there is some literature around that identifies a concern. While some of the suggestions and the reasoning are around trade, there may also be a superior focus on the protection of investors over and above the sovereignty protection of our citizens, and therefore the community, and along with that, democratic rights. And if that is so, I say to Uncle Sam, perhaps it might be a case of Houston, we have a problem. On a local level, I've got to say, and we've heard it this afternoon already, that I am extremely proud that we have a City Council which has made it very clear to central government that the Palmerston North City Council expects the TPPA negotiations to be subject to the normal, transparent, select committee process that we would expect of any other policy change, agreement or decision to be subject to also. Now I've also got to say that we have a united council on this particular expectation. And within that, I include our Chief Executive and also the General Manager of our Libraries and Community Development section, because they have both been very publicly vocal around the need for transparency on the TPP. Now, I would love to say that all of our City Councillors are unanimous on this call for transparency, but unfortunately I cannot say that because one City Councillor voted against the Council taking the step of writing a letter to Tim Grosser about this. Not a placard, not a march, not a sit-in, a simple letter to central government advocating on behalf of our community about the need for scrutiny and democratic due process. When I reflect on why it is perhaps that the Chief Executive and the General Manager of the Libraries and Community Services Department of Council voice their concern, I'd hazard a guess and say that perhaps the General Manager of our Library and Community Development Department has an issue because the Library Information Association has expressed their concerns about restrictions on the rights of our community and city libraries to basically make content more accessible not only for research but also for education, and the associated copyright issues and restrictions that that might bring. When it comes to the Chief Executive, I guess it's because of the potential impact that this agreement may have on our council's ability to engage our local suppliers, our local contractors, and amongst other things, go about our normal business. You know, when we look at the Palmerston North City Council and any other local government council or local territorial authority for that matter, we must go out to our community in relation to most, if not all, of our potential important decisions. That's what our residents, that's what our community expects of us. It might be something as simple as naming a new park or where a particular new facility might be located. But we have to go to our community to get their feedback nonetheless. Essentially, to me, it seems that there is a double standard that is being applied by this government in relation to the expectations around negotiations here, as everything has been very secretive and it lacks the transparency and the openness that central government actually expects of councils and the local government sector as well. I guess for me, the bottom line is anything that attempts to erode or get rid of our local community's ability to make decisions at a local level must allow us to firstly be aware, secondly to understand, and thirdly to be able to have a say and to be heard on it. Now we all know that there will be a change here in Palmerston North in terms of our city's leadership over the coming months, and as a community leader I expect awareness, I expect understanding and transparency in all of our council decisions, and our residents and our community expects that as well. Finally, there is still an opportunity for central government to show some leadership on this particular matter and ensure that a major agreement such as this is subject to the normal democratic process that we expect it to go through. And with this rally happening here in Palmerston North and many others nationwide, let's all hope that the government can show that leadership and take some action. Kia ora, thank you.